Hey guys, we are back again. Recently I was watching a video about this content creators called Ivor and Alana. So I like this concept where they discuss about how the parenting would be different between amongst us. So there are a couple of questions which are considered very controversial. So I just want to know what his opinions are and what my opinions are. So here we go. So the first question is, parents should be allowed to pick, if the kids don't like their first name, they should be allowed to change their first name later. What's your opinion?
Like how later?
Probably like when they're probably the teens or later in the teens. Like at some point they feel like, I don't like my name, I want to change it.
Yeah, I think that should be kind of okay, I guess.
Well, for me, I'm not okay because we are Hindus, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, it depends, what kind of name they pick.
Yeah.
You
So, but the thing is, like, for me, I'm coming from a place where, like, we are Hindus and we have figured out, like, astrology and stuff. And we have given a name for them. And, I don't know. For me, I feel like today, like, if there was a chance that I had to change my name, I wouldn't because it's just what my parents gave it to me.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm kind of not okay with the fact that they go to that space. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with it as long as, we like the other name that she's going to pick. Yep.
But then people, no, they don't have two, three names here.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. So we are Hindus. Tomorrow she chooses to continue a different religion. Would you force her to come back to Hinduism?
Again, as a minor, no. But maybe after she's 18 or 21, if she wants to do that, then, I don't think, we can tell her, we can advise her, like what's right and, what's wrong. But again, if she can pick her own religion once she's, over 21 or something. But I wouldn't, if you ask me, if she wants to change her religion, I'm a religious person, so I personally don't like it. But again, I don't want to force something on her if she doesn't like it.
But I think after they become 18, we cannot force anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But then...
But if she wants to do that, if she wants to do that, maybe if she's in high school or if she's in middle school, then no.
And also, like, I'm also extremely religious, so I won't be okay in first place because we have, it is something, it is more like cultural to us. Like, religion is aside, but this is where it's more like culture, it's more roots. So, completely changing that entire religion, for me, I don't know, I'm not so... But, see, for us, like, our parents installed a very thick religious belief on us. So, I think I'm also not okay. Even if she's after 18 and she's like, hey mom, I want to change my religion, I would be a little disappointed, but I wouldn't force and be like, hey, you want to...
Exactly. The question is, will you force?
Yeah,
so the answer is, we won't force.
We won't force, but then I think like we would probably let her know this is the culture we came. I'm happy as long as she's respecting our culture and the culture she picks up.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So the next question is, kids should be exposed to some level of risk or danger. Like, so there's something like a helicopter parenting where, the child falls, you're like, you want to hold the child. Like, it's like going on the rides is risky. So traveling is risky. So
again, there's a gray area, obviously there's no white and black here. Obviously, I'm not gonna let her skydive or something, in our elementary school. But yeah, maybe if she, maybe letting her swim at an early age, and so I don't know what exactly
So basically, like the other day you took her on rides, right?
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
jumbo,
yeah,
right?
yeah, all that is fine.
So I think for her age appropriate, would you let
Yeah.
her like? So certain parents like they'll be like, no, I would. For me, I
So
I
for
would
example,
freak out.
okay, if we go to a Disney or some theme park,
Yeah.
okay, if there's
Her
an
age
activity,
will-
yeah, if there's an activity and if she qualifies for that, you know, and if her height and age is appropriate, then I would take her there.
But I was the more skeptical parent. You remember?
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
I was still scared
Hmm.
when you took her on the ride, hoping that the thing machine doesn't break down.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it is more like a mother instinct, and yours is like a father instinct,
Yeah.
where she learns to take risks with you,
Yeah.
and she's going to be more protected with me.
As long as it's her age appropriate, I'm fine with it. But
And
yeah,
you've also done a lot of
yeah,
risky
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So
Again, you know, like obviously, I don't want her to go on a bungee jumping or skydiving. You know, in her elementary school. Yeah, that's something. I mean, they won't allow as well anyway.
no, there is actually bungee jumping. Like
Uh-huh.
the thing is, it is very dangerous. Like for example, when we take to gymnastics. There are certain times I freak out that, you know, her joints are going to be more hurtful when she does certain things. So I'm a parent who's going to be more precautious than I think compared to you.
Yeah.
So the next question is it okay to rely heavily on grandparents for your child's upbringing?
No.
I would say yes.
No.
I'll tell you why.
Uh-huh.
So, we have grown with our grandparents.
Uh-huh.
Like literally, like my parents would go to work and I grew up in my grandparents' house. It was the happiest time. It was childhood for me. Okay, like the grandparents, the way they treat their grandkids to how we treat our
No,
children.
but what is the question?
The question is it
would you
okay?
rely heavily?
Yeah, heavily.
So does that mean that they're gonna make decisions for her as well?
Not decisions, like day-to-day activities, like like you know, play with her, feed her, take care of her.
Yeah, that's okay.
So a lot of parents would not want their children to grow up actively with their grandparents. But for me,
So
I
the thing
grew
is-
up with a very
See, the thing is, there's two things. Okay, grandparents coming to our house and you know and playing with her and spending time with her is different. Okay, but then what I don't want is like we staying away from her and she's staying with the grandparents for a majority of time. That's what
So my
I don't
question
want.
is like, for example, you're working, I'm working. You leave her in your grandparents' house, her grandparents' house, and then pick her up in the night. But the whole day she's gonna be with her grandparents.
Obviously, if it's inevitable, then okay.
Not inevitable, but
Then
would
yeah.
you do it?
Then I wouldn't prefer, but if it's inevitable, okay, if both are working and they have long hours, then yeah, you know, I think they are better than than a nanny or a daycare any day. Okay, if
you're saying
there's
like-
an option.
So you're saying in terms of like, oh, we didn't have an option, then we would probably seek their help, but not actively like.
So what? I mean, if you ask me, okay, grandparents are way better than than a nanny or a daycare, but okay, in
They're
case
not better than parents.
no. But the thing is, in case if there's an option, if one of us can stay at home and take care of her, then I would prefer that than leaving her to the grandparents. But grandparents are any day welcome to come
Play
here
play
and
with
spend
her.
as much as
So you
time
want
with her.
them to come to our settings and play with
Yes.
the child, and more be like help us out as
Yeah,
parents than
yeah.
actually take care of the child.
Yeah, I mean they can take care of her as long as we are there.
We are there.
Yeah.
So for me, this is how I've grown. Like for me, like we have literally stayed in our aunt's place. We have stayed in like our grandparents' place. Every Sunday was our grandparents' time. Like we had to go like to our grandparents' house. Like so, for my child, want her to have a good extended family. Like in terms of like, oh, she has a lot of cousins, she has a lot of aunts, she should have a lot of family, like support system. But
Yeah,
day-to-day activities, I think I would like to do my job as a mom, And also, like, so there are a lot of things that I had a problem. So when I would go to my grandparents' house, see, the problem is the grandparents were pampering me a
Yeah,
lot.
exactly.
Okay, so I had a lot of eating issues.
Yeah.
I would eat a particular kind of food, not listen to my parents. So I had a lot of behavioral issues when it came to my grandparents because I was staying a lot with them.
Yeah.
So I don't think. So the thing is, and also there's a lot of generational gap. So how your grandparents raised the children would not be the same as how we would raise our kids.
Yeah.
So I would
So there's
feel
like two generation gap.
yeah,
And the thing is, the thing is, I mean, the bottom line is grandparents, like they pamper a lot.
yeah, and I want her to have that support system, but on a day-to-day basis, like I would be like, okay, listen, like we can take care. But the thing is, where I feel like coming to America, she is lacking is for her ability to even just go to a grandparent's house on a weekend and be like, hey, grandpa, grandma.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that kind of thing I feel we miss out here. But as the question says, like heavily rely on grandparents.
No. So that's the thing, right? The question asks, are you okay with heavily relying on them? So my answer is no. No. Yeah, I'm fine. In fact, I like her spending time with her grandparents and relatives, but I wouldn't heavily rely on them.
Yeah, because I definitely had a lot of behavioral issues because then my mom had to quit work and then take care of me because I was not listening to them. So, same, like I feel like I would love to have that community for her, like have aunts, have cousins, have friends, have family and everything,
But not heavily rely on them.
they make decisions
Yeah,
for my
yeah.
child.
Okay.
Okay, so here are two questions. Okay, how soon would you want your kids to be learning about finances?
Like probably, with basic finances, I think I would start it at an elementary school itself. But then, just some basic stuff. Like what finances are you talking about?
So, for example, where I'm coming from is she's turning 2, right? All these days we were pampering her with gifts and stuff. So I have a thing that henceforth she's gonna start saving money in a piggy bank. Like
See, right now she won't know the value of money.
she will probably understand that there's a term called saving. At this age I want her to like physically see. The problem what I realize is this. Children are very fast when they're learning. Okay, so it's not like they have a particular age when we have to start. So cleaning, for example, now if you see, like after she knows, like she's actually thrown her toys, she should go and pick them up and keep it back. So that was started when she was 1 year old. So now she's gotten the hang of it. So for me, I am coming from a place where at this age, she should put her money in a piggy bank and start the concept of saving.
Yeah, so probably I would say at the age of 3 to 4, you need to introduce them the concept of money, and then probably maybe around 8 or 10 years, you need to introduce them the concept of investing, like how do you invest the money, and how do you grow your money. I think that is more important than just introducing them to money, because they need to know about investments. Because I personally felt if I was introduced into investing, like maybe stocks or all these things at a much earlier age, I feel like we would have, would have been
better position.
In a better position, I think so, because I personally felt like I was introduced into investment much later.
And also different kinds of investment, not just like, so in India, like we just had like one kind of investment, like take properties,
mostly real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah.
And so any other question. So so the other thing is like we came here and we figured out there are so many other modes of investment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would like want to prefer that.
Okay.
And then the thing is, one thing what I heard is like it's very important for children to know taxes. How much you earn, how much is state tax and how much is federal tax, and how much you actually get in hand.
Yeah.
Because a lot of parenting, what I've realized when I was looking at parents and like talking to them is like you teach them about investing, you teach them about savings, but you don't teach them about taxes that you pay on them. So when they go to the real world, they're really mad because there's so much of taxes
They're
involved.
frustrated.
Yeah. So what I really figured out is like, even though if you give them money, you cut taxes and then give them the money, saying you're supposed to pay so much of taxes. So that is another thing. Okay. The other question in that, what it says is, would you talk to your daughter about our financial situation?
Again, there are certain things I will, and there are certain things I won't.
What would you discuss with her?
Like you don't tell them, like what's your net worth and everything.
Okay. What would you discuss?
What would I discuss about our financial condition? I mean, it depends at what age we are discussing. I wouldn't discuss too much of our financial stuff at a young age.
Would you discuss financial struggles with her?
Yeah, probably when she is capable of understanding it.
So would you say like, this is all the money we have and this is all you need, this is all we can afford? Or would you be that would you be that parent like she's like, I want line?
So I can discuss with her, the way our journey has been.
My question is line. So my question is like, she comes to you and she's like, Dad, I need this. Would you be in a position to tell like, this is my financial thing, this is what I can afford? Or would you go out of your way and get her what she wants?
No, I wouldn't go out of my way to get her what she wants.
So you would go and
I won't tell her that, okay, this is all the money that I have, so I cannot afford it. I would tell her that, this is not an absolute necessity for you.
But for her as a child, it's a necessity.
Then we need to make her understand.
So how? So my question to you is, would you tell her physically?
So what do you mean? Like tomorrow she comes and says, okay,
yeah, I
want a Rolls Royce.
Of course, you're not going to ask her Rolls Royce. But like, okay, for example, she's as an elementary school, she comes to you and says like she wants iPhone.
An iPhone. I'll tell her that your age is not appropriate for an iPhone at this point of time. Yep. Because obviously, there's an age where we need to get her a smartphone, and that age is not appropriate.
Okay.
So it's not about money. I won't tell her, okay, iPhone is expensive.
So the next question is, at what age would you allow your kid to have a smartphone?
Yeah, probably I think around maybe like 13, 14.
Yeah, for me it is more like 15 or 16 because I'm in social media. I see a lot of stuffs. So I'm really scared and apprehensive for her to like do it at 13 and 14. I am okay when she's like 17 or 18. So that is the age when I want to do. Okay, so tomorrow, she's a teenager. She comes to you and says she wants to date. What's your opinion?
Like,
this is like a father-daughter thing. You have to be.
What I want to date her? Like in the sense?
She has a boyfriend.
Okay, so what does she mean?
Like she wants to go on a date, she wants to hang out, have a boyfriend.
Okay, like
13.
Like she just wants to go out on a date at 13.
She has a boyfriend.
She has a boyfriend at 13, so how do I react?
What is your opinion as a parent? Would you want it? Would you don't want it?
I mean, personally, if you ask me, yeah, I don't want her to have a boyfriend at 13, but then, if she has selected someone, then...
at 13?
Huh?
Really?
No, as a friend.
I mean, I'm talking to you about like a date, like a boyfriend situation.
So she wants to go out at night with a boy.
Yeah.
I would say no.
I'm asking as a father.
Yeah.
So, for me, if you asked me, I won't be okay her having a boyfriend up until like she is 18 or 19, personally. Here's why I have an issue with that. Okay, so the children should understand. See, I have a personal issue where the children are not educated enough about lust and love. So I don't want her to confuse love with lust.
No, the thing is like, okay, she's not loving anyone, but your question is she wants to just
Go out on a date, on like a date, or even like a thing where she's like, oh, I want to go out with my boyfriend. I am still not okay with that. What I'm trying to say is like there's a space and a time, and I feel like the teenager is not that phase.
Yeah.
So for me,
yeah, at 13.
I think the most important thing is like I would help her understand that there's a difference between love and lust.
Yeah, at 13 even I wouldn't, let her go out on a date with some random boy. But yeah, maybe once she is into college and stuff, yeah, obviously.
College, yeah, we
She can
cannot
do-
stop, yeah.
Yeah, we cannot stop. But when she is with us,
And if she's like, what? You want it to change?
she's like, who are you guys to decide?
Change what? Okay, she's just not letting us do this.
I think that was the last question, right?
Yeah, but then there's a part 2 too. So right now we're going to wrap up because she's extremely impatient and yeah, that's it for this vlog, guys. Please like, share and subscribe. We have a part 2 coming where we will talk more detail about her other topics, which is very controversial in terms of parenting. So that's it. Like, share and subscribe, and stay for the space because we have a new travel vlog coming soon. So